All right, let's do this thing. Welcome, everybody. Shopify has released their Shopify Edition Summer 23. It is a showcase of 100 plus new products, updates, and everything they've been working on, for the past quarter, I suppose. It's a big deal. This is a huge site, an extremely well done site. It's an advertising campaign for merchants, for new Shopify potential customers, for shareholders, for the entire company. It's a really exciting time to deliver everything that they've been working on. And I really want to go over this because I run a store on Shopify and you run a store on Shopify most likely, or are thinking about it. And I think it's super important to always stay up to date on Shopify, the platform that you run your entire business on. So I like to keep up with all the news. And if you like to keep up on all the news, consider subscribing to the channel. This is a lot of information. I'm going to go over all this briefly. Things I see, things I've recognized, things I've noticed in my store already. But I also want to go in depth in every single one of these that are relevant to Shopify merchants and specifically brand new Shopify entrepreneurs. So if you're a Shopify merchant or thinking about it and want to know in detail a lot more about all these little updates, subscribe to the channel and I'll start pumping them out because I want to know and I want the people to know, and I'll do the work for you. So just hit the subscribe button, lay back, and just wait for the content to come up, or just Google it, whatever. But if you want to look into this Shopify Summer 23 editions, just go to Shopify website or Google Summer 23 editions and you'll find this amazing site. We finally reached the bottom. I mean, look how small my scroll bar is. This is a lot of information. Obviously, it's not all super relevant to merchants. Entrepreneurs like me and like you. A lot of it is restricted on the specific country you're in. A lot of it isn't out yet. A lot of it has to do with developers and B2B companies and app developers and all kinds of things. So it's really about kind of just going through the information and picking out what's most relevant to you, what's most impactful for you. And this is a perfect example of why e-commerce is so exciting, because it's not really a set and forget thing ever. It's all about continuously optimizing, continuously improving, and looking at what's working, what's not working, and acting on it. So take Shopify's lead and use their new products to your advantage. But anyway, let's jump into it just a little bit. So obviously the first thing at the top here is Shopify Sidekick. Was teased a few weeks ago. I did a video on that where the CEO of the company, Toby, right here, kind of released a Twitter video talking about how they're going to introduce this AI sidekick, named Sidekick, for merchants. And he kind of goes over what it's going to do, and we've had some more information here. It kind of looks like a chat box with an AI, but instead of asking questions, it could actually do certain things for you, which is the future. Every new technology sector and everything is just going to be implemented with AI, and it's a super exciting time. So obviously the first thing that they are showing off at the very top of their editions here is their Sidekick, their Shopify AI. I can't wait to do a full video on that now that it looks like we've learned a lot more. So subscribe if you like, and I'll bring that to you. Developer updates. I'm not going to cover any developer updates, just talking about APIs and stuff like that. Usually is for advanced plans, or if you're making apps or making themes or anything like that. That's kind of what developers are. So I'm not going to cover that. This is something that if you have a Shopify store, you would have noticed already. It's something I've noticed on mine, and it was really shocking when it came out. And I was like, what the heck is this? But they've completely redesigned their entire admin and dashboard. We used to have these green buttons. Now we have these black buttons, and they've added a lot more features. This is something that's, I guess, in all Shopify stores now. But, this was quite shocking because I didn't like the way it looked. But reading more into it, it looks like it's more of, it's something that will always continuously update and might come out in stages. And the current iteration of it, I don't think is the final product. There's more information about this further down. I'll when I see it, I'll talk more about it. But that's something that if you're on a Shopify store, you would have noticed already, and that's what that is. They've just completely reimagined the admin to be more streamlined and intuitive. So we'll see where that goes. This is kind of fun. They're trying to, I think the new thing with e-commerce is nobody likes coding. I hate coding. I don't know anything about coding, but I run a Shopify store because, nowadays you don't really need to code. So you can drag and drop to create custom layouts within Flex sections. So I guess what it's saying is there's going to be a section called Flex, when you're customizing your store, and you can easily just rearrange it and drag it around. That seems fun. Sounds good and really relevant to a lot of people. So we'll see when that comes out. This is interesting. Subscriptions. A lot of people, stores that I've worked with even, have subscription businesses or subscription portions of their business. And it's kind of hard to do on Shopify. So increase recurring revenue and build customer loyalty by offering your products as subscriptions. And so it looks like they're introducing the Shopify subscription app, because a lot of time if you needed to deal with subscriptions, you had to do a third-party app. So it looks like Shopify has made their own subscriptions app to make that a lot easier. So that's good. Subscriptions are a great way to boost revenue, and it's a model that every massive company is following. So check that out if you can implement some sort of subscription into your site. Let's see what else is here. We got some more products curation stuff here. It looks like some marketplace customization here. This is interesting. This is Shopify Credit. So it looks like it's a Visa card. And again, check eligibility. So I'm guessing, this is only available maybe to certain people on certain plans, especially which country you're in. But essentially what this looks like it can do is like you can pay a lot of your Shopify bills and things that are associated with your business, like maybe rent, for example, on a Shopify Visa card, and maybe just streamline a lot of your finances into one product. So that's interesting. I'll definitely do a video on that. I'm interested in learning more about that. APIs, I'm not really going to cover much API stuff because I like talking about non-API things. API thing is kind of more into coding specific things, and it's much more complex. And I just like talking to merchants that are brand new or starting out, and I like educating those merchants. So don't worry about APIs for now. This is something interesting that I tried out. This is a Shopify Bundles app. So again, another app made by Shopify, supported by Shopify, I suppose, and now in full release. Okay, so that's interesting. So increase average order value, curate a better buyer experience, and sync inventory in real time with our new free Bundles app. Most Shopify, I think every Shopify app is free that's made by Shopify. They don't have like that many. They probably have like, I don't know, maybe like 30 or 40 Shopify made apps. But I tried this out. Essentially, you just take products and you assign it into a bundle so that one person goes to checkout, they can just buy the bundle and it'll calculate checkout. It's pretty simple. And then of course you can save 15% if you do like a bundle and you calculate, the prices of that and how that'll help. It's, easy to implement. I was having issues with this on my store, to be honest. Like I said, the things with these tech companies and these tech updates is like, it's not like an iPhone where it's like, it's going to be released on September 1st. And then if you go to the store on September 2nd, it's there in full. There it is. This is all tech and code, and it will always have updates and it will always be continuously rolled out. I say this because I tried implementing this and I was reading their article on eligibility, and it's a little complicated on who's eligible for this. It's not like you got to be in this country on this plan. It's like, you got to check your scripts, and there's certain third-party apps that actually you can't have if you want bundles. So it's a little more complex. Hopefully they clear this up, but interesting idea. And then of course, here he is. This is a Sidekick. This is their AI-enabled commerce assistant, their merchant-facing AI-enabled commerce assistant. I want to look really into this to see what it can do, and I want to run some tests when it fully comes out. But essentially, I did a small video before, but AI for commerce. We're all in on AI. We believe we're entering a new era for technology and human creativity. AI is already changing how customers shop and business operates. Shopify Magic combines cutting-edge AI with our platform's data to help millions of businesses work faster, smarter, and more creatively. So I guess Shopify Magic is what they're calling their whole AI-enabled products. Like they have a lot of AI enabled things. Like for example, create blogs faster. Like you can ask the AI essentially like, can you make this blog for me? And it'll maybe do it. And, can you make an SEO like optimized product description? And it'll do it. And then AI, you can ask it questions and it'll give you resources, but I think it's a lot less like a customer service. Here's the answer in an article, more like I can literally just do that for you if you ask. So this is the biggest thing. This is absolutely massive. I can't wait to see what comes out, what they do with this and how this changes the whole like e-commerce market in the coming year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 year down the road. AI is really going to change everything. It's interesting. And there's a lot of videos on everything so far. It looks like they released a lot of information on it since my last update video. So super interesting. AI generated email, subject line, body copy, and optimized send times. Yeah, exactly. So I'm guessing you would be able to just ask Sidekick, my guy right here, can you write me an email to go out on tomorrow at 6 p.m. and it will do that for you, I suppose. It's pretty wild when you think about it. I mean, running a Shopify store like 3-4 years ago, I mean, compared to maybe the potential that this guy has now, it's pretty wild. Save time with AI generated FAQs. So it's just your Sidekick. Essentially, like, they call it Sidekick because Toby described in his video that some entrepreneurs work with a team of other entrepreneurs to run their business. But a lot of people are just working on their business by themselves on the weekends and the evenings, and they need a lot of support. So essentially they call it Sidekick because the entrepreneur is the hero and every hero needs a sidekick. That's what it's all about. And so you have this Sidekick, this AI, who will always be there with you and will work with you, no problem, any time of day, 24/7. It's pretty interesting. So that's why he's just like a something. See, AI powered review summaries, guided guide with our AI power assistant. Yep. So that's extremely powerful. I can't wait to really dive into understanding all the capabilities that will have. World's best checkout, continually optimizing their checkouts. They have a lot of statistics here that show that their checkout is the best. Obviously, one of the biggest things that came out was the one-page checkout that came out in their winter 23 edition, where at Shopify, you have like 3 pages of checkout, like continue, like put your information in, continue, choose your shipping, continue, and fill out your card details, continue, and then you get to your product. So essentially, that was one of the biggest things they added in the winter editions for this one-page checkout. And I guess this is more optimization on the checkout page and why their checkout page is way better than everyone else. Interesting that they have some address validation technology in the checkout to make sure shipments are properly delivered. It looks like you can have much more easier customizations here with custom fonts in your checkout, enhanced checkout editor. They have a lot more customization options here. Again, talking about the drag and drop feature. This is interesting. They added a lot more color schemes. That could be fun, easily change your color scheme, maybe for seasonal drops, seasonal items, that sort of thing. Obviously, again, we have the subscription app here and the bundle app here. So a lot of these things are kind of repeats. New options for discounts and tracking. It looks like they have some updates to Shop Pay Installments. Shop Pay Installments it's Shopify's way of allowing your customers to pay in intervals. If you have like Shopify payments, and you can add Shop Pay, so you can pay for $100 in like 4 $25 increments over time. It looks like they've added some more eligibility, some more updates to that. Online stores load even faster around the world. So maybe we're talking about like site speed in places around the world. Interested to see what that is about. Payment stuff is always very specific to country as well. As we see, we have like the point of sale Go and WisePad 3 available in Canada, which I suppose are these technologies if you run in-person stores. And then, we have payment updates in Australia. So whatever country you're in, always make sure you're checking updates for your specific country because it matters and varies a lot as well. It looks like they added the feature to have your Shop Pay installments. Remember, that's just paying in multiple increments to your point of sale. I guess that wasn't available before, or they've added more of that and more customizations to the point of sale. So again, if you have an in-person store, a lot of updates coming there. Looks like they have a whole section on app development. Shopify is the platform for builders. So for people who actually build apps, there's a lot of stuff here. And honestly, looking at some of this stuff always overwhelms me because I don't build apps. So I'll let the people who build apps build the apps, but it's not always super, you don't want to overwhelm yourself with so much knowledge learning about building apps if you're just trying to start your store. So we can skip over that for now. The shop channel. Customize your shop store to make your brand stand out, engage shoppers with AI and tailored product discovery, and acquire new customers with Shop Cash offers. Shop Cash. I think Shop Cash is just maybe a loyalty. You can offer your customers Shop Cash as like a loyalty incentive, perhaps. Looks like they have more ways if you run customer accounts on your store to allow them to sign in faster and more seamlessly and at an accelerated checkout. That kind of looks like this. I wouldn't mind learning about that. I did a video once on the effects of offering customer accounts. Like I did a video once on the effects of having customer accounts or not having customer accounts. So it's interesting to see that they're going this route because some people don't have it. Some people have it. Some people make it mandatory for customers to check out. As you've seen in your Shopify admin, you know, those are like the three options. You can turn it on, turn it off, or make it mandatory, or have them both, you know. Marketing, full stack marketing. We're connecting our marketing tools to help you scale your audience, understand your customers, advertise smarter, and spend less. That sounds really good, right? Yeah, Shopify is really into marketing. You know, there's a lot of ways you can market without actually running ads, which I really stress to new people because everyone watches YouTube videos about, just start a store, run $1,000 in ads and you'll be a millionaire. It doesn't work like that really at all. But there are so many free ways to market that you can do so easily within Shopify that are so powerful. So it looks like there's a lot of updates here. Like for example, like this is your Shopify inbox app. These are all Shopify apps. So this is your Shopify inbox app. This is your, I guess, messages app. This is bundles. And then, you know, you have a few more, maybe customer accounts. I don't remember what that one is. Multiple forms on your store with custom fields. More email templates for high volume price. Easily sync and sell your products on Shopify. So they've maybe optimized how you can actually just put your store on TikTok, for example, here. It kind of reminds me of what like the Shopify starter plan is. Like when you don't actually have like a storefront, but you just have, and you're just selling on social media, you just have like an area for people to click through and it just brings them to checkout essentially is what Shopify starter is. It's only like, I think $5 a month or something. It depends where you are, but it looks like they've added some button that might look like this. New automation templates, email automation, post-purchase thank you email. Email automation is super, super important. It's so powerful. I mean, if you have one email, you can convert that email address so easily with so much automation. So not surprising at all to see more updates here. And a lot more updates to certain channels. We have an update here on YouTube, visually rich product imagery with Google AI. That's really important because let's see, create and enhance visual content in Google and YouTube app with a suite of AI tools that generate lifestyle scenes, increase image resolution, and background. A huge barrier to entry is the visuals on a website. So if they have used some sort of Google AI to give you lifestyle scenes, image resolution, remove backgrounds, that could help a lot of people for sure. Improved analysis with GA4. Yeah, this was a big deal like a few months ago because I'm sure you've gotten as well. I got it as well. I got like an email from Shopify saying that Universal Analytics by Google was retiring and we had to migrate everything to GA4. That was an interesting time because they put like a timeline on it and it was really stressful. Like essentially you have your Universal Analytic tag in your store and they wanted you to add your GA4 tag so they could like run together kind of. I read on Google somewhere for like a month or something. So the transition from UA to GA4 is more seamless, but the due date that they put on that was like maybe a month ago or something, and it was really stressful. New models and activity report to analyze marketing campaigns. It's always important. Keep a copy of order-related transactional emails. Send yourself a copy of order-related transactional emails from the order timeline. Keep a record of correspondence and provide even better customer service. Okay. Every time you get a checkout in your Shopify store, you have a list of your customer profile. So it looks like they're expanding that a little bit. That's good to see. It's easier to sell wholesale on Shopify. This is something I don't really know much about. I don't run a wholesale company, but I know people that do. If you do, there's a whole section here on your business to business selling. Probably check it out, see if anything catches your eye. Sometimes a lot of these things you don't need to know if you're just running a small store or you're a beginner. Manage your money. This is definitely a big thing that they're doing again with this Visa card. This check eligibility button kind of stresses me out. I bet it's very specific, maybe to a specific area, but it helps you manage your finances, everything from payment support to spending, borrowing, and banking tools. With everything in one place, you can keep your money moving and your business running smoothly. Yeah, so it's just consolidation. A new option to securely store credit cards for easier conversions. Easier conversions is very important. And Shopify Bill Pay. So this is something I thought was in this, but maybe it might be different because this one says Shopify Bill Pay, this says Shopify Credit, and Shopify Balance. So there's three different things. So it looks like you can have your card. Shopify Balance is like loans essentially. If you need a loan, you can. I don't know if you can apply. Maybe you can apply, but apparently, essentially, a Shopify Balance is like loan given to you by Shopify if you need funding. And then Shopify Bill Pay looks like something new. So seamlessly pay your suppliers, vendors, rent, utilities, and even more if they're across borders with bill pay in the admin. Currently available to businesses in the United States, right? So like I said, especially when these things are just introduced, it takes a while for them to integrate and be available to more countries and more merchants. It's always exciting to keep an eye on if you have like a specific feature that you are hoping to really have available for your business. Keeping an eye on it to see if it becomes available to you is always a good thing to do. They introduced more categories to be available for Shopify payments. Shopify payments is like their in-house way of giving you kind of like a discounted rate so that you can, on your transactional fees, when customers purchase items from your store using like credit cards. That's what Shopify payments does. But like I've been saying, things are only eligible to certain people in certain countries and only if you have certain products. So it looks like now businesses that offer products in certain restricted categories like CBD and the rest of these are now eligible for Shopify payments. That could be really a big deal for a lot of people. Block fraud when it happens, get new analytics and custom rules to help analyze your risk of fraud and automate prevention, right? So when someone buys something from your store, it gives you like a risk level to that store, just analyzes the customer's information, I suppose, and it gives you a risk level. Like you'll see it in your order timeline. It'll say like low, it'll say like low, high, or not. But looks like they've done a lot more Shopify fraud control to block fraud. They also have an app that allows you to block like certain customers if you're having issues with them. I used in the past. I don't remember what it's called. Fraud filter, I think maybe. But it's made by Shopify to prevent fraudulent customers and stuff. So if you're having issues with that, check it out and maybe check out this section as well. Some orders and fulfillment. Built-in order management delivery tools will help you fulfill orders faster for less. Manage your entire fulfillment process from inventory, orders, shipping, delivery, and returns. This is something I would definitely go into detail here because shipping is obviously such a big part of e-commerce. Make handling returns easier by setting up rules. Now you can set up return rules to let customers know about ineligible items and fees before they request a return for better experience. Okay, so yeah, like you can set these up in your admin. You just assign products that are final sale, not returnable, or have 30-day windows, or perishable goods and you can't return them that are final sale. You can set those up in your admin. And then obviously if you just put it on your return policy, usually you're all good. But it looks like they are trying to display this more for a better customer experience. Obviously, that's what Shopify wants and that's what the merchants want. View delivery status on every order. Offer carbon neutral shipping on all orders. Customize the badge you add to your store and display unique stats about your business impacting removing carbon. I did a video once on this about Shopify's like incentive of removing carbon. A lot of stores have, or if you don't already have incentives, charitable incentives, environmental incentives, like causes that you're passionate about, and maybe like a portion of the profits go to this cause. And it looks like they're doing more on the Planet app. That would be excellent if it's just a designated app. Now we're talking more about workflow and analytics, it seems. Again, talking about the new Shopify admin. I saw somewhere that, because I wasn't too happy with the way the admin looked, but right now, but it's not its final product. I saw somewhere on like that you would be able to drag and drop to make it super customized for yourself. So if you saw your admin the other week and it all changed and you weren't too happy about it, I guess just be patient, like it'll change. That's something obviously that they want to get right. Here we go. Oh, my bad. So customize your reporting analytics. So now you can customize your analytics dashboard and filter cohort analysis report. So look at that. Yeah, it looks like, they will make it as customizable as possible for you. And you'll be able to just drag and drop what you want. So, you could essentially set your dashboard up to the way it was before the update. So that's good. I'm pretty sure that's not out yet. Oh, try it now. Well, I'll have to give it a try. I didn't see it yet, but I'll look into that for sure. There's just a lot of stuff, but we are at the bottom. Shopify Flow available to more plans. Now businesses on the basic plan can easily automate workflows with Shopify Flow. This one is very important. So Shopify Flow is an app made by Shopify for automations, but it was only available to certain plans. Now it looks like they are introducing it for people on the basic plan. And essentially what Shopify Flow looks like is if you've ever set up an email marketing campaign within Shopify, that's exactly what it looks like. It has flows. So essentially it's like if customer does this, then do this, then wait 5 days, send this email to me, then fulfill order kind of thing. So, you definitely want to take the workload off of you as much as you can. And if you can automate those things now with, if you're on Shopify Basic, like a lot of starting entrepreneurs are, that's super important. So definitely look into Shopify Flow if you don't know already. And that's essentially it, ladies and gentlemen. And this is a huge, huge, huge release. And that's kind of the whole point. I mean, there's 100 new products. Again, some of them are relevant, some of them not. I didn't cover all of them. I just kind of went over things that caught my eye that would be useful maybe to me and maybe to you. But if you saw a tab that interests you, let me know. I can definitely look into it further. You can look at this link, Shopify Edition, Summer 23. The link's in the description if you want to read more. Just a really exciting time to be a Shopify owner. It's exciting, but maybe overwhelming. So always staying on top of the platform that you put your entire business on is definitely a good idea. That's essentially what I do on this channel. I just continually look into the updates and see ways of helping brand new entrepreneurs. If you don't want to look into it, let me do it for you. Subscribe to the channel, join the community, and I'll see you next time when I break down a lot of these tabs that you've seen today. Hopefully you will join me and continue to always learn and improve when it comes to your business. Give yourself the advantage and subscribe to my channel. See you next time.